Hey everyone, thank you for joining me on another beautiful episode of Brooklyn Baritone Productions. Whenever you choose to join me, morning, noon, afternoon, nighttime, evening, it doesn't matter. I appreciate the support, I appreciate the likes, the looks, the listens, but of course, I'd appreciate you hitting that subscribe and notification bell on my channel. Do it if you want to, no pressure at all. I ran into some technical difficulties here with this wonderful studio mic, but thankfully, I come prepared. Now let's get into it. Now, I've been in IT for a very long time. I've worked different places, seen different things, worked among different people. Now, what one type of people I've come across, which many people may know in the industry, is a paper tech. Now, basically, what a paper tech is someone that's a technician only on paper alone. Not so much they have the actual experience and the actual knowledge to actually apply what they've learned. Now, I'm going to give you a scenario. I'm not going to make it super technical, so everyone who's not as technically inclined as I am, you could keep up. Now, let's just say you have a workplace. Now, you have someone who's a well-seasoned technician. They've went through the trenches, went through the changes, climbed the ladder of technical logic, expertise, all that stuff. And then you have someone who knows how to study all the words, all the tests to pass the test and get the position, but then can't apply it. For a technician to find out if a computer is not on the network properly, one of the things that we would actually try to do as a technician is look for the IP address. IP, short for Internet Protocol. The language, protocol is language of the Internet, and the address is exactly what it sounds like, an address where your device resides on the network, on the Internet. So anyone who wants to send information packages to it, this is the address it resides in. This is basic, simple explanation of an IP address. So once you figure that a computer cannot get out to the internet or get in anything from the internet, one of the first things we do is, does it have an IP address? So what we will do is like, hey, let's go run a command prompt. A command prompt is a window inside of Windows, usually Windows or any other operating system, where we type up a command to see what IP address is it. Now, as a seasoned tech, you would know automatically this is the first thing I'm going to go do. For paper tech that knows how to take the test but not actually apply this knowledge, they may be lost. Many people who are paper techs won't even know where to find it. So if someone doesn't know to look for the command prompt, as a seasoned tech, it's going to raise some questions. You're like, wait a second, I thought you were a technician. I thought that you knew how to do this stuff. So apparently, you know everything you need to know out the book, but as far as applying this stuff to actually do what you said that you can do, you can't do it. So I use this as a loose example. And when I see someone who says that they know who Yahuwah is and they follow him, because there are a lot of people who go to church, just like the paper tech. Paper tech studies that manual or the test criteria so they can pass the test. But when it comes to actually applying it, so there's people who could tell you scripture back and front. They could tell you everything there is to do. They could drop down. You have a problem with money, they'll bust down certain scriptures. I'm not saying it's bad. But then now when it comes to actually applying it, well, they know it. They know this stuff. They could speak it, but are they actually digesting what they're taking in? Are they applying that experience that they're getting? Are they reading and they're understanding and applying it so they become better themselves? So when I look at people who know scripture, but then they're not applying it to them, I look at them as a paper tech. Yes, you may have the book, you have the paper, you have the knowledge in case someone comes to test you. I know this scripture. I know this. I know this. Are you applying it? I'm not going to say that anyone who's supposed to be a church-going person, a Christian person, someone who looks at the word, is going to automatically change you like, Cinderella sparkles falling down all over you. And automatically, that's it. You magically are changed. You are changed, but it's a walk, it's a process, and you have to apply it. The key to everything is consistency. When we get overweight, it's through consistency. When we get sick with certain things, it's through consistent exposure to certain things. When we get stronger, we get stronger. We get well. We get more endowed with information and knowledge and wisdom. It's a consistency thing. So you could be around the words, you could be around the paper. Are you actually applying it now? So then other people who are outside of the faith and they look at you, hey, they say they're a Christian. Oh, and they were spitting scripture, so they know what they're talking about. These people who may not know as much as you, they'll be easily misled. This is why a lot of people get led astray, because they say, hey, whose man is this? I thought this person was a Christian. Why are they acting like this? Even though I don't know the scripture like that, even I know that Yahusha didn't walk like this. And then other people who are really about the faith, they're going to know. So when people come and spit foolishness or they twist scripture, they're going to know. The unfortunate part is most of the world is not going to know. It's nice, you could learn, you could spit scripture, and that may help a lot of people. But your presence, it's what you're choosing to do with your time. Are you talking to him every day? Are you laying yourself bare in front of him? Anything that you may have inside of you, anything that you may have not resolved, anything that you know you got to get right. Because most of us, I say this about all of us, know when we don't have something right, you got to go to him, lay it before him, and then the process starts. Because that humility before our Creator is where everything starts. And that's what moves you from being a paper tech / paper Christian to a legitimate bona fide follower of Yahuwah. You're actually going through the changes. You're going through the growing pains. You're going through the process. Trust in the process. Be consistent. Don't be a paper Christian. Don't be a paper follower. Anyways, that's all I've got for the day. You can catch more of my content and other things and even merch at my website, brooklynbaritone.com. You could also see more of my video content on my website, my YouTube channel, Brooklyn Baritone. I'm also on LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram. You can find the audio versions of these podcasts on Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Apple Music on the podcasts. I air 4 times a week on Brooklyn Public Cable Television on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12 a.m. and 2 p.m., 12 a.m., first thing in the day on Tuesdays and Thursdays for you. That's on Verizon, Optimum, RCN, and Spectrum. Thank you guys for watching. We hear from you in the future. Be good, be blessed. Stop being a paper Christian.